Welcome back, everybody, to the AnythingOU Podcast with the Chris and Drew Show. We have a really special guest for you guys today, Miss Hope, on the softball team pitcher for the University of Oklahoma. I'm your host, Chris Williams. I've got my main man, my co-host, Drew England. Drew, how you doing, man?
And I'm really excited for this Hope Trautwein interview. Our first female athlete guest of the AnythingOU Podcast. This is awesome. Sooner Nation, you're going to love this interview.
Yeah, you guys will. And if you guys ever want to check out any of your cool Sooner gear, you can go do that at www.hornsdownshop.com. If you ever want to check out some of the Sean White gear, you can do so there as well. And eventually you'll be able to support us too. So we really appreciate you guys, and let's get into the video. Welcome back, everybody. We have Miss Hope Trautwein. I hope I pronounced that right, but she is a pitcher on the University of Oklahoma softball team. And we're really happy to have you. Hope, how you doing?
Good. Happy to be here.
Good. Yeah, we are happy you are here. Of course, it's always cool to have a softball player come on, especially since y'all are killing it right now.
Hey, and I will say this: our first athlete, female athlete.
Yeah.
Welcome on the AnythingOU Podcast. Our very first female athlete. So there's a milestone for us. So
for sure. Hey, Hope. I'm gonna get right into these questions. Give Sooner Nation a little background about yourself. You know, where are you from? Where'd you grow up? And how did you get into playing softball?
I'm from Texas. I'm from just north of Austin, Texas. I started playing when I was 10. My dad played baseball, and my sister and my brother both played baseball. And I didn't grow up playing that really. And, you know, they were always outside playing catch, and I guess I just kind of felt left out. So my dad got me a glove. I asked to join Little League. And then I started playing softball. So I was always very close with my siblings, and playing outside with them was how I kind of got into it.
That's awesome.
Nice. So we all know you had a really great career at North Texas, long and great career there. When did you decide it was time for you to transfer? And then, why did you ultimately choose Oklahoma?
Well, I had planned on staying at North Texas my career. I thought that was it. And then, COVID happens. NCAA grants us this extra year. I see people from all over the nation just using their 5th year to go somewhere different and, do something great with their careers. And so up until then, my life had been in DFW, like Dallas area. I had gotten engaged last April. And I was kind of looking on, like, maybe I want to go to grad school. Maybe I want to, like, jumpstart my life a little bit. So I was like, okay, I think I'm going to enter the portal, something new, something fresh. And then, when Coach Gasso is in your email inbox, you pay attention. So it was definitely a surprise that the transfer portal has given me this great opportunity.
So what you're saying is that you saw a national championship coach and you're like, that one.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah.
That's I wouldn't even know how to feel. I'd probably cry if I had an email from Patty in my inbox, if I'm being completely honest.
I for sure freaked out.
I can imagine. And also, hey, congrats on your engagement. That's wonderful to hear. So what's it been like to be able to attend and play at a place like Oklahoma? Because I know, North Texas, that's in Denton. So Denton and Norman are completely different areas. You can go to Buc-ee's in Denton, and you can go to a bunch of other places, or an NBA game if you wanted to in Norman. How long did it take you to get adjusted to your new teammates and just a different scenery?
That was one of the things that I loved about my visit here, was that I connected with the girls really fast. And so my transition here was pretty seamless. I felt like I'd known them for years. But obviously at North Texas, I had played OU every year of my career. So I knew faces, I knew names. And I knew that OU had this culture of being a real family and very tight-knit. So it was something I was able to fit right into.
Yeah. Hey, just to kind of tag off of that, did you have any kind of like relationship, or did you play, travel ball or anything with any of your teammates at OU while you were, in high school, things like that? Did you already have a relationship with some of those girls?
No, I didn't know a single girl on the team. And even now, there are only 2 girls from Texas on the team. So I knew people who had played with Jada just because Jada's from Dallas. So we had mutual friends, but I didn't really know anyone, which made meeting them so special because I clicked so fast.
Yeah.
That's really cool to hear. And that almost doesn't really normally happen. I feel like for me, when I moved after high school, it was like, it's been rough to kind of like, as far as like the whole change of scenery and everything, it's like, this is completely different. I'm used to landscapes and everything else. And here in Albuquerque, it's just like, nope, none of that dirt. It's like, okay, cool. It's different, but hey, that's where the man above took me. So,
So I think I have to ask this one because I think a lot of people on Twitter and stuff like that want to know, but where did the nickname and the Twitter handle Hope is Dope come from?
So it actually started in high school. My fiance's name is Dominic, and we call him Dom. And so whenever you put our names together, Hope and Dom, Dom and Hope, I guess, it's dope together. So it'd be like, okay, we see us down the hallway together, be like, hey, dope, whatever, and on the softball field, it just kind of turned into Hope is Dope, and I used that nickname throughout college. And it
that's kind of dope. Sorry, my bad. Sorry.
He likes that. He takes credit for it.
That's good. That's good to hear. I had to throw that in there. That was too easy to pass up. So obviously, we as Sooner fans, we kind of I want to say not expect, but we kind of feel like we're going to repeat, and the team goal is to get a national championship. What is your personal goals for this season? Is there anything that you felt like at North Texas you could have done better at, that you want to try to improve on, just in softball and life, anything?
Well, I think my dream, and every little girl's dream who plays a sport, is to win a World Series championship. And it's something that like people talk about very seriously here, and it's not like if it'll happen, it's when it'll happen. And I think that me coming in as a graduate transfer, I have a lot of experience, and I have had a 4-year career already, which is something some of these girls haven't. And so I don't know. I think that I've reached all my goals in my career already that I've wanted to do, and that the last thing to do, the cherry on top, is to win a World Series.
Yeah, for sure. That kind of makes me think about, I want to ask you about a couple of moments, really just one in particular that you've gotten to experience of this year, when the NCAA home run record was broke. Was that something that you guys, obviously you're aware of it, but was that something that as a team, it was like, man, like really what I'm asking is, what was your reaction to when it happened?
It couldn't have been written any better.
Yeah.
Joss, she is different. Like everyone knows she's different. She has worked for this since she was a little baby holding the bat, and being in Hawaii, being surrounded by her friends and family. I mean, we had done the countdown since the season had started. And if you look in the dugouts, you'll see Macy McAdoo the whole time with the camera on her forehead, the GoPro on her forehead, watching for Joss's at bat every single time. So we had just kind of been waiting, and for it to happen, and kudos to Hawaii for pitching to her, because it seemed like nobody else wanted to. And it was so special seeing her. I was tearing up because I was a part of it. I did too. I was a part of it. I proudly claim home run number 52. And I got to watch her all my career. And so it was just so special for her to see this like come to fruition in her hometown in front of her dad. And if you know anything about her backstory, like how hard she worked for this moment, it was just so special.
Yeah, and to do it where you grew up against the university that I'm sure you idolized growing up too, like it made me tear up. It was, but I wanted to hear what you had to say about it. Drew, where are you at, man?
I'm right here. Sorry. My iPad locked up, and the questions, I don't know the password. So
it's fine. Hey, I'll finish it out, man. Yeah. We'll edit that out, Hope, just so you know. All right, we're back into it. So what has been your favorite thing about this team on and off the field?
I think on the field, they're just so good. I remember our very first game. We had a combined perfect game, which one you don't see at all first game out the gates. And then two, I think Tiare Jennings came up lead off home run, and I was like blown, my mind blown immediately. And I was like, I can't believe that just happened. Like first game, first at bat, home run. We're up 1-0. And I remember Grace Green turned around at me and said, "You'll get used to it."
Wow. Well, hey,
over
and
again.
well, for you, I mean, last year you were a part of something like that. You know, I think you had a perfect game, you know, or a no hitter. And so, don't be modest when you say it, because you've had some pretty cool, accomplishments as a pitcher as well too. And so I just wanted to throw that out as well too, because I mean that's a remarkable thing in itself. So you add just more ingredients to an already stacked team. So
well, thank you.
Was that kind of your expectations when you were sitting in the portal? Was your expectations of when you saw that email and you kind of had the idea that you were coming to OU? Was that your expectation as when we were in practice? Oh, we're gonna blow through everybody, and respectfully, because y'all have had some tough games, but it just seems like every time this team gets in a bind, it immediately is just randomly better. It's like we win, it's no big deal. Was that something that you were expecting to happen?
No. Well, entering the portal, I didn't really expect to be wanted, I guess. I didn't think anyone would really want me going into the portal. So I mean, coming to OU, I knew we were good, but we are clutch. But it's because we prepare like I feel like nobody else in the country does. I mean, in practice every day, we're put in these tough situations that you've seen us in a couple times during the season, and we work on being under pressure so that when we actually go through it, it's something we've been through before, and we can pull back on what worked and what didn't. And so being clutch is like our middle name.
Yeah. Well, I think, and a lot of times we hear it through, Sooner Nation and stuff and all that about just how close you guys are. But, we really, I mean, as fans, we really feel that. Like we see, the hard work and the effort and everything, and how close you guys not only are on the field, but off the field as well. And the things that you guys do together and stuff like that. It's just a special team, talent wise, and just how you guys all, work together and how close you guys are as a family.
You're right. And it starts from the top. We have Captain Lindsay Elam. She makes sure that every person is accounted for and respected and valued. And we all share that love for each other. And it helps that we're a Christian team, and we're proud of it. And we're not ashamed to say that. And it's just something in the water here. It brings us together, and we know we're all sisters, not only in softball, but also in Christ. And it's very special.
Well, and we had Chris Plank on for our softball preview, if you go back and see our interviews. And that's one thing he talked about, since he, came on and was so close knit with the team, as he's, called and followed the games and stuff like that. And that's one thing that he points out. He goes, it's not an act. It's like, it's these girls live it out. And that's so cool to see. That's a special thing to have, is not only, yes, you're talented on the field, but, to have that, relationship that you do with the Lord, throughout the whole team. That's special. That inspires me, because every day I try to walk that way and try to, and so you guys are an example to me, not only, you guys play great softball, but and you guys live out your calling, and that's so special.
Thank you.
No, it truly is beautiful, because I guess I didn't realize that going into the Chris Plank interview that we did have. I don't want to keep, going back to that video, but it was special for me to hear that it's like, no, these girls literally breathe Jesus and each other. And it's like, it was really like, it was like, wow. And so when I finally started watching it, you can easily pick up on it, and it's beautiful and it's inspiring. And it's like, it's almost like a role model perspective of somebody that you want to look up to. And so I just thank you guys for that, because I don't, faith is something that we try to walk in. And if you're religious and it gets tough on some days, but you guys make it a lot easier. For me personally, it's like, man, like that's beautiful and it's special.
Well, thank you. That's what we try to do. That's what we do in everything, is glorify God. Yeah,
for sure. Hey, I want to ask you a quick fun one. There's a lot of fun stuff to do in Norman. There's also not a lot of stuff to do in Norman. So what are your favorite hobbies? outside of softball? When you have free time, what do you enjoy doing?
Okay, this is actually a good question because we realize that we don't have a lot of free time as athletes. So we started book club whenever we travel. So Alyssa Brito and Kenzie Hansen, they are the two big readers on the team, and they have this huge collection of like fiction novels that they love, and they've been passing them out. We literally pass them around the team. We're on the bus reading, we're in the airport reading, we're on planes reading, and then we all like get around and talk about it like little girls. Like it's so fun.
That's awesome.
And it's kind
That's
of
really cool,
nerdy, but I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you guys read? Is it like fiction, nonfiction, like anything
It's a lot of
particular?
like fiction, fantasy, like cute books that make you feel good.
That's awesome.
Notebook type of stuff.
Yeah, some stuff like that.
That's awesome.
So that was really funny. I want to ask also your favorite food.
My favorite food, growing up, it was my mom's spaghetti, which is funny, but I love Italian food, but you know, my dad's Hispanic, my fiance is Mexican, so I love good Mexican food.
Like authentic, not like Tex-Mex.
I love them both.
Okay.
No, like, and this is a story I tell too, because we went down to San Antonio for the Alamo Bowl, and we were just trying to find something to eat. We got down there early, and we went to this like restaurant that like we couldn't even pronounce. And we walked in there, and these people were so nice and everything like that. Set us down, and we probably had the best like authentic Mexican food that I probably ever had, and it was so good. And I'm like, man, nothing beats this. And you know, Christian loves the Tex-Mex, but I'm like the authentic type of like, give me the, you know, flour, the corn tortillas, all that stuff, and you know, all that. So
I love it all.
Put me in Chewy's. Oh boy.
I can tear up some Chewy's.
I can clean up.
Papacitos.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, it is good. Oh man, now I want to go to Chewy's. Oh, you got me thinking about Chewy's. Hope. Thank you for your time. We know you're busy and you're on your day off, so we appreciate you for stopping by and coming and chatting with us for a little bit. And if you ever want to come back on, you're more than happy to do so. You're always welcome here.
Of course. Thank y'all.
You're welcome.
And if any other of your teammates want to come join you, hey, we'll do a duel.
Hey,
with you.
You know what we should do is have like an Anything OU featuring the softball team book club and just live stream it, and we'll all read a paragraph.
We'll ask them questions. There you go.
Oh man, Hope, we really appreciate you for stopping by.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes, ma'am. That's been everything for the Anything OU podcast and the Kirsten Drew Show. We really appreciate you for stopping by and hope you enjoyed this video. As always, I am your host, Christian Williams. Drew, you got anything you want to leave the people with, man?
Hey, as always, we thank you so much for your support, for your likes, for your follows. Hey, don't forget, go down there, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications. Go follow Miss Hope Trautwein on Twitter. Support her, support the softball team through the season. Hey, we'll all meet in Oklahoma City and see them win another national championship. So, hey, you already know, Christian. Boomer.
Sooner.